Hello, and welcome to the Scarlet Owl Tavern. Welcome to an FPS, uh, that's not too many cooks in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. I am your Tavernkeeper, as always, Chloe, and I am joined today by the wonderfully amazing, hilarious, creative, fantastic.
I I think I just swallowed a lemon. Hi, I'm Spiffy, or Spiffiest Tea, or Spomp, or about 15 other variations of my name, they, them. Today, I will be playing, well, the Chef Spiffy. This is going to get confusing,
Don't worry
and
about
that's
it.
the idea.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
tavern games are confusing. That's what we live by, it's what we thrive by.
I'm thriving right now. I'm moisturized.
Thank you for the information.
You're
I was realizing I don't know how to respond to that. Congrats on being moisturized.
Con- Let me just say, congrats on the moisture on your body. Great
Congrats
job
on
on
the
that.
moisture. Uh, um. So let's set the scene. I guess we should actually get into this. Uh.
Man, I don't know if this tavern, you gotta do that.
Well, it's dinner time. We'll start with that. It's dinner time, and although the tavern is pretty well occupied by frequent regulars, tonight happens to be very busy, and Chloe is a little bit overwhelmed. Um, so she's running around. Her employees are also running around, and she decides, you know what, peck this. We need food more than we need drinks. I'm gonna go back to the kitchen and make sure Harold's alright. And also make sure that, like, if there's any extra food that needs to be served, I can get that out there ASAP. And
Chloe is not allowed anywhere near any of the kitchenettes.
no. Chloe
It's
is,
just like,
is famous. If you don't know this already, Chloe is famous for being very, very incredibly bad at cooking. And thus, in her mind at least, has her eight-headed Hydra goose, Harold, cooks for her. So, um, that's who does the chef stuff here in the tavern, which is, take it as you will. She runs back into the kitchen, opens the doors, and goes to look for any food or just see how it's going. I guess should I roll?
I can describe very plainly how it's going. If you have never been into the back of a kitchen during any sort of dinner rush or lunch rush, it is hell. Food is flying, there's things being cut, and the herald that you described, the, I believe, eight-headed goose?
Yes.
Wonderful. That is an image.
Eight whole
The
heads.
eight-headed goose hydra is in a state of focus, quote unquote, the zone. Uh, Scallops are being scallops? Yeah, scallops. No, scallions. Scallions? Scorpion.
Scallions?
Scallions. Thank you. Scallions are being cut into little pieces
I
to
don't
serve
even
in
know
the
what that
soup,
is.
and they're like leeks, but make them a little hot.
Why are you leaking?
Not my fluids. Uh, it's a lot of fluid themes. Things are being cut, plates are being served, things are being grilled, things are being cooked. It is absolute chaos, and Chloe can tell. Luckily, there is, I believe, the little window where you can grab various plates, and there's a bell being dinged every once in a while. I don't think the tavern has any sort of wait staff at the moment.
Um,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
there's just Speck and Fletch, and they kind of do lots of different things. I think some of that ends up becoming wait staff stuff, but like
Mhm.
it just depends.
For the most part, everyone is being caught in the crossfire.
Nice.
Uh, there is one small problem. Uh, I would like to ask a perception roll from you, specifically to smell something.
Ooh. Okay. And I'm actually gonna use my brand new physical dice from Christmas. I need to take a moment and have you all listen to what these sound like when you roll when they jingle them.
Oh, the jingle.
Isn't
Oh
that
yeah.
great?
Oh yeah. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I'm gonna use those today because I'm very excited about them. Perception. It's 5. Maybe these dice aren't that great. We'll find out.
Uh, for a second, you catch something that seems unfamiliar, and then not a blast, but a small puff of paprika, smoked paprika, goes into your nose,
Oh
and
gods.
all at once, just sneeze out.
The-
Uh,
there is
it's,
the
it's
like tiniest little and she looks very embarrassed.
Time stops for Harold, and 3 of its heads turn to look at you. Huh? It dives into one of its pockets and pulls out a small handkerchief and hands it to you.
She takes it and just like, thanks. Like blows her nose and throws it behind her into a trash can, and starts looking around for things that she could possibly do to help, or like in general, just
The one thing currently available is one of the main specials tonight is sliders, specifically served with a lot of bell peppers and with some sort of aioli sauce. Uh,
delicious.
there are a bunch of fresh bell peppers on like a cutting board, and you could go and cut them. It seems unattended to. This isn't technically cooking.
It's
Prep is
using a
not
knife, which she's
cooking.
good at, so
Yeah. You feel like you can trust yourself with this.
okay. Let me think about this. Knowing Chloe, she would try to make this the most dramatic knife cutting ever. So I don't know if I want to roll performance.
I want to see and whatever your attack roll is, so Dex plus proficiency, because you are proficient in this, and you are essentially attacking this vegetal.
Oh gosh.
But I also want on the side a performance roll.
Okay,
Because
great.
I want to see how spicy you can make this.
That is a 13 plus 5, 18 for the attack. And a 12 plus 4 for performance, so
Whew.
yeah, 16.
16?
So
Quick math. Yeah, no, you are able to slice through these fine bell peppers in just the right amount of thickness. Not too thick to be overbearing, like one of those massive onions that you find in the burgers. Sorry, I just have to complain about that for a second, because I hate it whenever they make me a burger and it's like a massive, thick slice of
ugh,
onion in the middle of the... Anyway,
yeah.
but not too thin that it feels almost pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you begin slicing through it and even doing some flips with the knife that are entirely superfluous and unnecessary.
Oh yeah,
Uh, and
absolutely.
this is for yourself, obviously. No one is watching you, or you thought.
Oh no.
Um, out of the corner of your eye, you see a hat, a chef's hat. It is hovering over the ground, and a voice does speak up. Oh, thank you for doing that.
She
The hat is talking to you.
I need to make a dex saving throw to see if she drops the knife. It's 10.
You fiddle. It's
Yeah.
a little, oh.
It's like, oh gods,
Oh, no, it is perfectly fine. I should have announced my arrival. I apologize.
who the peg are you? Why are you in my? How are you in my kitchen? Huh?
You finally look down at the hat. It is not a hat. Instead is a... You're pretty sure tune kind of some sort. Probably Frankenelli. They have 2 big black dot eyes, a very simple plastered smile that has not broken into a frown or even opened to speak. Big round face with 1 ear, shimmering blue hair with a nice chef's hat on top, and a chef's uniform to cut it off. They're a little bit stick person-y, especially with their little hands that are basically just lines. And they're looking up at you very expectantly. Hello. I do not believe I have introduced. No, I believe I introduced. Do I introduce? Yes. I am the chef, Spiffy. I do chef de partie or the line cook. Hello. They give you a big wave.
She blinks twice, puts the
Uh,
knife down.
Chloe, go ahead and give me a history.
Gosh. That's a 7 plus 5. That's a good old 12.
You can do
Math.
basic maths under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Uh, that's not a hard check. You have never met this person in your life. You did not hire them. You're fairly certain that your six-headed goose of a cook, literally, did not hire them. I'm fairly certain the tavern has fairly strict security, especially when it comes to the kitchen due to circumstances.
Yes, there are lots of like arcane lock spells on places, and only certain people are allowed in.
And you have checked those lock spells before, and they were working, and
Uh-huh.
yet a friendly Toonkind is staring up at you, claiming to be employed. But it is the dinner rush.
It is the dinner rush. I think she like fumbles for a second, just goes, but you shouldn't. How did?
Tilt head, tilt head.
Never mind. Never mind. You know what? Just great. We need more hands.
I
Keep.
have two of them. It holds up stubs.
Uh, debatable. But you know, as long as they work, I don't really care. I just need to get as much food as possible to my customers as fast as possible. So if you're
You
good
need
at that,
you need the bait for fish? It seems they don't understand what debatable means.
um,
It holds up a sardine.
that is a fish that I will take. Thank you.
Furious nodding. You are welcome. They
Uh,
give a big smile, unfortunately disarming.
she's like uncomfortable, like smile. Um, so you can cook for sure.
Big nods. Yes, I have been doing that for many times.
Great. Great to have you. Can't pay you, but if you want to, you're welcome to work back here, at least for today, because by gods, we need it. She like tosses the sardine over her shoulder, and Harold catches it in one of his one of his beaks, and she's like, "Okay, get going," or something.
Uh, at the phrase "get going," you have activated the Spiffy.
Oh no.
Uh, in a very ratatouille sort of montage, the chef gets to work on the grilled sliders with a side of just the absurdly creamy mashed potatoes. They are beautifully cutting potatoes. They are grilling up a storm, and they're doing this while multitasking. So they are jumping to station in blurs of paint. Um, it is honestly quite fun to watch. It's a bit ASMR, if you will. Uh, but they seem entirely pleased. Like they don't seem to be overworking themselves. This is just I'm having a normal work day.
Normal. This is normal.
Uh,
She is
despite
enjoying this immensely.
yeah, despite the intrusion of a potential third party, it's nice to see someone get their job done, especially around here. Despite
Truly.
trusting this shady individual, the food is served at record time. Harold does not comment. He only sneers.
Yes. True, exactly. Um, I think the whole time also like Chloe's just kind of keeping an eye out, making sure that he's not like poisoning the food or like putting bad things, like just double checking that whoever this character is, they're not, here with malicious intent. because she has lots of enemies who could send her someone like this to be like, oh yeah, here's some help. Now eat this poison, and she would die, and that would not be good. So,
Hey, oh, would you like to take a bite of this apple? It's good.
yeah.
Uh, Go ahead and give just an insight roll at first, just to see what your general vibe is.
Alright. It's a 2 plus 4. That's 6. That's a 6. That is.
I'm
Huh.
gonna get close to the mic for this.
Oh gods.
This person has never worked here before. They did not show you any ID, any credentials. It appears that no one around them has been noticing them. This is some type of apparition or fae entity to send here. That is the only logical conclusion you can make. Either that, or they're just a jackass that is probably going to try and spit in someone's food. Go ahead and with this information, either perception or investigation, your choice.
Oh, she's investigating.
Oh,
She's
she's detective work.
She sure is investigating. And that's a 19 plus 5. That is a 24, my friend. What do I find?
You find the secrets to the universe.
Yes!
Um,
The bagels!
Why is it fucking bagels?
I'm sorry.
All right,
Don't worry
terrible.
about it.
Yeah. I need to watch it once that comes out. Referencing other games in context.
Yeah.
You find first in the back what appears to be their bag, what they brought here. You, with concerning proficiency, rummage through it for any incriminating evidence, something that would like completely throw their entire shtick under question. You go through Chef Spiffy's belongings.
As I do. That's normal.
You find some charcoal.
Nice.
It appears to be from some sort of painter's set. Additionally, you do find a small sketch pad and go through it quickly. They're not really that good at making charcoal paintings, but they're very clearly having a lot of fun with it. From the picture that you see, it's mostly foodstuffs, as well as different tavern goers over the years, including some people who were around years ago, but didn't show up recently, meaning this person had to have been here for a while. You find an easy bake oven, as well as a spare change of clothes, which are kind of hard to fit into, given the fact that they are a square, kind of. As well as some miscellaneous chef's tools. Nothing that would be considered weaponry or dangerous. No poison or anything of the like. You quickly stuff everything back in the backpack, I assume, just to not
Cover her
arouse
tracks.
suspicion. Returning to the kitchen, you see Chef Spiffy, like, you know those bottles that are like so clearly evil, and they're pouring it in, and it's like a big globulate of like dark energy.
Yes.
They're pouring one of those into something.
Oh gosh. She is probably gonna act on instinct and like run over and be like, "Wait, stop!"
Whoop. They immediately stop and unpour it.
What is
and
that?
they look at you. This is but they've struggled to read it. Moneshes Molati. Molasses.
Molasses?
Molasses. Nod.
Why are you putting it in potatoes?
Potato and molasses. It's good.
Huh. I suppose. Are you sure it's molasses? I mean, people could eat this and be fine, right? Would you eat it?
You see them take a swig of it.
Huh.
It's difficult because this is
It's
molasses. But they take a swig. The mouth does not open, but it is very clear that a liquid is poured and something is being swallowed.
Huh.
This tastes bad.
Well, I appreciate the demonstration, just making sure everything's okay and that it's not bad. I mean, gone bad, expired, you know. You wouldn't put anything bad in food.
Food is good.
It sure is. I do like food, actually. I do enjoy food.
We have so much in common.
No, because you are in here making things, and I am not allowed to be in here making things, per my own rules. But,
This is clear. Chloe does not know how to conversate with this. I don't
Yeah.
blame her.
she's like this. I don't know where you came from. You seem to be fine, but like, still suspicious about why someone just coming in and like wanting to just make stuff, and how you have like been here throughout the years without her ever seeing. Like, yeah, still very suspicious, but also, damn, it is the dinner rush. I mean,
It's free work.
it's free. We all know how much she loves free labor. Heckin' Chloe, I can't believe her. I say
Messed up.
about my own Sona.
Cancel her.
Cancel Chloe.
Get it trending. That's a fair assessment of Spiffy's character, I would say. The chef nods at your molasses comment and then taps the bottle to say, "It is from Grandma." The brand is Grandma's molasses. It's not expired.
Good.
It's good.
She's like, oh, I don't remember if I have one of those. Anyway,
Grandmima?
yeah.
Oh, that is shame. But not everyone have big line of family and straight ordinary.
Some of them don't have any family.
Some do not. And some have many grandma.
How can you have many?
Grandmum. They like the word mushes in their mouth.
I'm sure they can. That would be a lot of old people in one place.
They're staring at you. They're not responding. They're waiting for an instruction.
You should probably get back to cooking, you know? Like
Immediately swipes back and begins cutting up, grilling,
okay.
serving.
There's a little smirk on her face, like, I like this character. And they're a hard worker. They listen to direction.
They do as they're told. This is a new experience for Chloe.
Chloe's never had this before. An actual good employee, side eyes back and fletch. I love you guys. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
They're not even here to defend themselves. This is fucked.
Yeah, that's their fault. That's what I mean. Employees don't even show up to work. I can't believe this, SMH.
Can't believe I'm running this. How do we go back? We just straight dunked on two people. Our fellow men.
I'll apologize to them later at some point. I'll give them a bonus.
Do a YouTuber apology. Big sigh and then go. It's been a very tough week.
I needed to get my anger out on someone.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
We can assume for the rest of the dinner rush, nothing too eventful happens. Chloe is able to hopefully serve the rest of the patrons with the dishes, and the strange molasses into the potatoes does taste surprisingly great. Because I said so. Don't actually try it at home.
Don't try it at home. I've had it. It's gross. But,
great.
you know.
It's tune kind, so.
It's tune kind, exactly. Yeah, I think after the dinner rush and as things start to slow down, she's probably gonna pull you aside.
Sure. The chef is working on after prep, cleaning everything up, doing dishes. They're doing the dishes. Emphasized.
Finally.
This is a magical talent.
Something Harold never does.
You side-eye Harold.
I'm like, you see
It's
this? Favoritism.
fucked up. Uh, how do you approach this dishes the dishwashing chef
I think
to
she
pull them
like
aside?
she's like watching the tavern, like seeing everyone's like enjoying their food and stuff. She's like, oh, okay, and comes into the kitchen, sees that you're washing dishes. Pretty happy about that. Casually walks over, like leans elbows on the counter next to the sink, and kind of goes, "So, we should probably chat.
Hmm?
First off, thank you for your very
Oh,
hard work.
oh, this is not a problem at all.
Well, it's very much appreciated. And I have a few questions. Just a few questions.
Oh, I have only few answers.
Few questions for few answers, or few answers for few. Whatever. That would be great. First question: where the peck did you come from?
Ah, you wish to know of my story. They look off wistfully into the distance while wiping a glass with a sponge.
She does a little like look at the camera like deadpan, like that's not what I. Okay, here we go.
They begin having a ripple effect on their face. You do not get to see the flashback, but they're having one.
Mm,
There's even like a God, what is it? Like a harp playing an upward melody, like.
yeah,
There
she
is a flashback being experienced, and the ripple effect is very much in their face, but you cannot see anything.
great. She she's gonna like wave her hand in front of the face to like wave the ripple effect away,
Yeah, that'll work. Uh, it unripples, and the harp.
and just goes, "No, I mean, how did you get here in the tavern, in
Oh,
the
I started
kitchen
working here.
specific?
Yes,
I never hired you though.
yes.
Uh, yes, you never hired. I never hired you, or yes, okay. Um, the kitchen is locked. Like no one can come back here unless I allow them to come back here, and you are not on the list because I've never seen you before. But you have things from around. Did you like sneak in somehow, some way with someone? Have how long
Oh,
have you been here?
oh, I would never sneak anywhere. I am a very non-sneak. Don't do it. Bad to sneak. Uh, I have been here for how they begin counting on their stubs, and it doesn't work.
Uh,
Hmm. You while decent amount of time. I would say at least a few dozen moon cycle.
Oh, hmm. And I've never seen you until now.
You have not?
No.
Oh, oh. You can't tell if they look sad because the smile does not fade, but they do look down to the ground a little bit.
Hmm.
Oh, um, ooh, oh, jeez.
I'm just trying to figure out if you like have just been really good about sneaking around, or if you come from someplace else that might look really, really similar to this.
Oh, a case of switcheroo. Yes, yes, that must be it. I work for many places throughout the years. This is one of them. Must have got mixed up in my head and ended up here. Yes, that is the reason.
But, mm, but I hire you?
Yes.
Did I say some sort of magic word and you appeared, or did like I actually talk to you and hire you?
We had very brief conversation.
See, but that's the thing is I don't think we did.
um, what word do you use? Get in there. We need someone. Just get in there. Just get in there. And then you pushed me in, and then put hat on me, and now I am here. Uh,
She's pondering this.
yeah, go ahead and give me a history.
Okay. She's trying so hard to remember. That's a
Trying her best.
15.
Um, yeah, I kind of want to make this canon that this just happened. You're fairly certain that this is actually true. You remember at one point, either today or several months ago, or even several years ago, there was one dinner rush that was so bad, you grabbed someone randomly that seemed chef-like and threw them into the premises.
That
Uh,
seems accurate.
you this was right after a line cook actually quit the job on the spot
Hmm.
during a rush.
Yep.
Uh, this explains many things, mostly how they got past your genuinely impressive security, but also why they seem completely confused why you're confused.
She's probably like half drunk.
You recall having some mulled wine?
Hey, chat, don't yell at me. Chloe goes through some tough things, okay?
Yeah.
Um, but, she, she kind of like considers this and just turns around and like kind of leans back on the counter and puts a hand on her forehead and just, oh man, I I haven't been paying you.
There's a scooting on the ground of like a stool being moved. They move a stool next to you and then jump on top of it so that they may lean back with you. For note, Chef Spiffy is about 3'8".
Oh my gosh.
It is. I literally have this written down that they are Among Us sized, and that is why. It's terrible, terrible news. Uh, and they just like put hand on their own chin that doesn't exist, and just kind of like pat it around a little bit, and their face kind of mushes together like a marshmallow.
Like,
Mm. Oh yes, payment.
uh, you see, the thing is, I don't. I mean, I didn't really budget for another employee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. Have you just been like taking some tips? How have you
Shakes
been?
head.
Okay, uh, but you've been working for here for, you know, like a year or whatever. So I don't.
Big head nod.
You're just fine with being unpaid.
Big head nod.
You're just an unpaid intern.
No, I am chef. Chef Spiff.
But you don't want money.
No. No.
Their eyes get huge. She's like,
Dollar
oh
signs.
God, am I turning into Standpine? Anyway,
You might be.
we gotta get some morals in her before she turns into a con man. Anyway,
Like she already isn't. The chef will quickly take off their little chef's hat with the little pump and like pass it down to make sure it's not have any dust. And let me see if I can use dice parser to do a hammer space. We're good. They pull out genuinely proper God, I forgot what it's called. Culinary school diplomas
oh,
with the name Spiffy. There is no middle or last name. It's just Spiffy. But they are a genuine, like, trained chef. You are not an expert on this sort of thing, but just by looking at it, this is similar to hiring someone with like 2 master's degrees for a part-time job.
wow.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
She's even more impressed.
And befuddled.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, this explains why everyone's been saying the food's so good. I just thought Harold was finally learning how to cook.
No, the chef for the first time looks conflicted. Uh, for a little peek on the screen, Chef Spiffy's one like big flaw that is put down on the sheet is I'm a passionate person and very strongly opinionated.
So you work with a goose. Perfect.
Yes, my goose has been cooked.
Hey.
They don't understand what you're aiming at, but they A back.
Um. So, I'm not gonna kick you out or anything. Frankly, I don't think we'd be able to survive without you. So, as long as you're fine keeping doing what you're doing, I guess it's okay if you just stay and not get hurt. You can have some of the tips. I just feel bad. I mean, you have like an actual degree.
That is one of them, yes.
What? You have multiple degrees. Uh
Nod. They're gonna pull out another one.
she's gonna take it and hold both of them in her hand at once and be like,
This one is a degree of philosophy with a minors in child psych.
"Oh my gosh."
Once again, you don't have to look closely, but this is very clearly the legitimate thing.
She just kind of looks at them baffled and looks back at you and is like, "You've been around then." Uh,
Oh, oh no, I do not experience that sort of attraction.
no, I it takes her a second cuz she's like, around what? Around Oh, and she's like, "Oh, no, I mean like around the world, like traveling to get education and other jobs and
Yes.
wow."
One of the bar patrons in the chat says, "What doesn't get the joke?" So to get around means it means to have like sex with a lot of people. That was like the to
Thanks,
fuck a
Lewis.
lot. Yes, thank you, Lewis. I was trying to do my like one like Pixar adult joke per session.
Good. I love
Good.
it.
He did want this
Um,
cup. Ugh.
yeah. She's like, "Okay, well, I mean, as long as you're cool with just keep doing what you're
I can keep
doing,
working. I can
yeah,
keep work here.
if you want."
Yes. Yes. Oh, I was
Okay.
very worried. You were speaking of, you know, need to talk, and we never say people need to talk. That the face kind of moves around with each syllable, kind of darting all over the place.
She's like, "Oh,
You
no.
know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
I mean, I can't believe I don't know, forgot about you or haven't seen you in all the time that you've been here. I guess you're just easy to miss. It's short and running around
do you look at the floor?
sometimes. Mainly when I hear
Hmm.
something on the floor, like Harold, but he's loud, so
Oh, I am quiet. They do a
yeah.
little shushing motion, but they don't have fingers, so it's could be anything really.
Okay. So, right. Just, I don't have a problem with you staying here then.
I do not have a problem with me staying here.
Where do you sleep?
Oh, he begins scribbling something down on like the order thing, and it is just an address to somewhere.
She like looks at it and looks at you and looks back at it and nods slowly like she knows where that is. She doesn't.
She doesn't understand street addresses. Come on.
No. It's like, well, um, well, I I'm honestly highly impressed and grateful to have you here, and I'm sorry I haven't acknowledged you before. I try not to come in here that often.
Oh, even the slightest acknowledgement from one such as you is important to me. Thank you. They give a little bow.
Oh, she's like, "Oh, I you're welcome. Um, do you need anything else?"
Mm. Yes. They don't say.
And that would be,
Glass of water.
oh, well, I can do that.
And perhaps some of those tiny bar peanuts. I've always wanted to try.
Okay, one moment. And she like goes out to the bar.
They are following you.
She
Like very hoppy sort of walk with like a lot of airtime.
she's like, "Oh. Mm." Uh and gets some of the bar peanuts out and hands them some.
They do like grabby hands, but there's only two like stumps, so it's just like
She's kind of amused by this. She like reaches over to get a glass and she's like, "Regular water or sparkling water?"
sparkle?
Yeah, with the little bubbles.
Bubbly. Oh. Yes, the bubbly water. Water. The bubbly. The bubbly.
Soda water.
Soda.
Yes. She's like, "Uh-huh." And fills you up a glass of soda water and like hands it your way.
They grab it with only one thing arm, so it's kind of weird, but
Don't
tune.
ask.
And they take a small sip of it. Again, the mouth does not open at all. And for once, their expression finally changes. The dot eyes become little like dash lines, and their face becomes puckered up.
It's like, "Oh, too bubbly?"
They take another sip of it.
You don't have to fin I can pour it out. It's just water.
No, yeah. This gives me so many ideas. This is my general reaction to drinking like anything carbonated.
Good.
Just I don't know if you've had like freshly carbonated water. That shit is acidic. It's spicy. They continue sipping their spicy water and we'll actually join one of the bar seats, wanting to be a little more of a patron for a bit.
Oh.
It is hard to read this person given their
Smiley nature?
You've met a lot of anomalies in your time. This bar seems to attract those that do not fall into one category of trope, if you will.
Mm.
They are genuinely pleased to be here. They look around and see kindred weird people and look to you with a pleasant smile this time instead of what felt like an incriminating smile.
Oh. That's very sweet.
Yeah, it is. Fuck you. This is good. Yeah, this is, you know what? Past like 3 FPSs we've been doing, I've been fucking making some weird shit, but this time, this is where the fluff is.
I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah, bitch. Fuck you. Yeah,
Hey,
wholesome FPS. Yeah, yeah.
wholesome
What
FPS
chat? Yeah,
time.
what chat? Checks you. Uh,
Yeah, I don't really
I
have much else.
I do.
Okay.
I can think of one thing. Uh, now that you are aware of Spiffy, you begin to have conversations with people who have had conversations with Spiffy. Uh, and you begin to hear their version of how Spiffy got here. One person claims that Spiffy says that they were mountain hiking and was taken alive by an albatross and had to like fight it off carefully, and then crash landed into the kitchen and began working here. Another person, completely separate to this person, claims that they did climb a mountain, but instead slid down it with a dog sled of 7 various, like, God, I want to say like Pomeranians, and ended up getting here. Another person claims that they got this from a contract of like an otherworldly fiend. One person claims it was from some fey god. One person claims that this is not actually a person, but is instead some type of android developed by this highly up-tech corporation. Uh, each story is more and more questionable, and yet more and more likely. Uh, there is that weird nagging feeling of, did my version of the story happen, or am I the wrong one?
Hmm.
Uh, while pondering such a hypothetical, you look at Chef Spiffy chopping onions and attempting not to cry while chopping the onions, and realize that it doesn't really matter. For once, you'll allow an anomaly slip past you,
Hmm.
and that is all.
And then we open on Chloe. Great.
What are you getting?
My
We did
mic
not
just
kill her.
died.
Chloe's
Okay,
getting
I'm
something.
back.
Oh, oh fuck! Wait,
Wow.
actually, might have killed her. Are you there? Hello?
Perfect timing. Wow. Thanks, Discord. Uh
Thank you, Discord. Welcome back.
thank you. What I was saying is that uh the camera we fade to black. But then we open up on a desk and a light is lit on top of the desk. A nice, oil desk lamp. And Chloe's sitting there. It's night. It's late. She's in her room. She opens up a drawer and rifles through some organized files. Uh, and on each of the file tabs, we see they're each labeled with a different patron of the tavern. And she pulls out a blank one. And she writes Chef Spiffy on it. And then from another drawer, pulls out a blank piece of paper that has, let's just say, little boxes and lines and various things to fill out. It's like a form.
Mm-hmm.
Except there's interesting things about this form that she starts to fill out: numbers, traits, class, race, etc. And we start tilting up into the darkness of the ceiling and cut to black.
For our Marvel end credit scene, uh, there is a sneaky Spiffy sneaking around the tavern and leaving a single slice of film wrapped key lime pie next to wherever Chloe works, and then sneaking away very carefully.
Oh.
There is a small note on it with a charcoal sketch of Chloe and a tiny little spiffy, and in words that say, thank you for the and it's cut out, time cut out, me working here, smiles, and a signature.
Oh. She
And that is
takes
where
it and
we'll end.
weeps. Jay.
Weeps openly. God. Mood. Anywho.
Hey.
We
Thank
did it. We did
you.
this. We did the FPS.
Thank you for doing the wonderful FPS with me. That was delightful.
That was so delightful. It was
It was.
Okay.
It sure was.
Thank you so much, audience.
Yes,
Oh, wait,
thank
you
you
do
for
the outro.
listening.
What the fuck am I doing? Let's see your thing.
Either currently or in the future. Thank you. And
Do you have a sign off?
yeah. I mean, I don't have a classic sign off. I just say bye. I should come up with a classic sign off.
You should test out some like classic like YouTuber like I'll see you next time.
All right.
Smell you later.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Never mind. Cut the video. Cut the recording. Cut.